Today on the show, why Millbridge might be the best sort of non-kept secret in dirt racing, plus Danny Lasoski has 2 new jobs, Brian Brown's curious stats, and more. Let's go. It's Thursday, March 30th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is Dirt Tracker Daily. I try and mention Millbridge Speedway here each week because I think they have something really cool going on. It's starting to feel like a real gem on Wednesday nights and maybe one of the best kept sort of non-secrets in dirt racing. And I say that because I know most dirt racing fans are probably not super tuned in to a micro sprint show midweek at a little track near Charlotte, North Carolina. But if you get the chance to watch or head out there, you will be in for a treat. Last night, they had 18 winged micros and 44 non-wing micros, and the field is super interesting. You got a mix of NASCAR drivers, there's dirt racers, there's local kids trying to get experience. There's a whole cross-section of guys that are showing up to these races each week. The winged field included Kyle Busch, Kenan McIntosh, Nick Sanchez, who's running in the Truck Series this season, Lance DeWeese's son Cole, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s nephew Wyatt Miller, and more. The non-wing entry list had Busch, Sheldon Creed, Brandon Jones, Jesse Love, Jack Wood, Brent Cruz, Gavin Boschel, Kenan McIntosh, Carson Kvapil, Ethan Mitchell, and others. It's quite the eclectic mix of drivers and something that isn't really possible in other parts of the country. It's almost like kind of what you see at the Chili Bowl or the Tulsa Shootout at the start of the year when there's just not much else going on. These guys can all kind of come together in one place and race. And all of these different drivers, they just want to race, and Millbridge is close by and offers the perfect opportunity to compete during the week. It obviously works really well for a lot of their busy schedules that include so much weekend racing. And we're treated to some pretty kick-ass races. Millbridge is perfect for ripping the fence and just throwing absolutely huge sliders. Last night's winged feature win went to Kenan McIntosh, who's been flying in from Oklahoma to race each week. He topped Kyle Busch and Darren Nader in that one. The non-wing victory went to Brent Cruz, who beat Jesse Love and Sheldon Creed. McIntosh went 9th to 4th in that non-wing feature. Besides the racers, you're going to hear guys like Chris Wilner and Steve Post on the call, along with Casey LaJoie, all names you've heard and voices you've heard in other places. If you haven't already, I would check these races out each week on Dirt Vision. And like I said, if you're ever in the area, come out on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. Millbridge has got something great going on. In some sprint car team moves, World of Outlaws champion Danny Lasoski has a couple of new crew chief jobs going forward. Tony Rost, who runs 360s weekly in Knoxville and is actually a past guest on my Conversation show, announced yesterday he has hired the dude to crew chief his 99 Catalyst Autosport ride for the upcoming season and be his driver coach. Ross made 13 feature appearances at Knoxville last season while also racing scattered shows at I-80. And I say a couple of crew chief jobs for Lasoski because he's also going to wrench for Dusty Zomer's 410 ride in the 3J that will make starts at Huset's and with the World of Outlaws and High Limit. We'll see this new pairing of Lasoski and Zomer at the High Limit show coming up in a few weeks at Lakeside Speedway in Kansas. Zomer's a guy we used to see all the time in a sprint car, making 60 or 70 starts a year. But in the last several years, his schedule has been very small, way cut back. In 2022, he made just 12 appearances, mostly at Huset's, with a couple of Jackson Motorsplex starts thrown in there as well. And Zomer's a guy that actually has a World of Outlaws victory on his resume as well. That was World Finals back in 2015. The dude had spent much of the past 2 seasons crew chiefing for his nephew Brian Brown, and pretty successfully, they won the 2022 410 Track Championship at Knoxville and won the second Outlaw Night in June at Knoxville. Going forward, though, Brownie has brought back a longtime crew chief Chad Morgan, and they got up to a decent start down in Florida, picking up 2 Outlaw podiums at Volusia. Brownie is headed to Devil's Bowl this weekend with the start of the Knoxville season still a few weeks away. And looking at Brownie's World of Outlaws driver page over at dirttracker.com/analytics, I looked at this because I wanted to see how things had kind of gone the last couple of years with Lasoski. But his results are really interesting, and he's a curious one that I always kind of pay attention to when he races with the Outlaws. Plenty of success, 5 wins since 2017, 201 starts. Brownie's a great qualifier, averaging just inside the top 10, and he's better on that list than guys like Logan Schuchart and James McFadden. His results from there, though, are strange. They're kind of a feast or famine situation. He's got 41 heat race wins, which is 12th best over the last 6+ seasons, but he's also near the bottom in heat race plus minus at -28, meaning he's lost way more positions in heats than he's gained. He's also 10th overall during that span in dash wins with 15, but he's at the bottom of feature plus minus at minus 318. The only driver to lose more spots over that stretch in features is Jacob Allen. And Jacob has had a ton way more starts than Brownie has. Brownie's feature finish has only been better than his feature start in 28% of races. He's also very low percentage-wise in top 5 and top 10 value finishes, meaning he's not driving through the field to earn better finishing positions. If he starts up front, he does a decent job staying there, but if he starts low, he finishes low. He has just a single hard charger award in his past 201 outlaw starts. That was a 24th to 12th run at Charlotte last November. Definitely an area for him and Chad to work on is getting better when it comes feature time. If you want to see Brownie stats or those for thousands of other dirt racers, check out the analytics section at dirttracker.com. If you want to check out some racing tonight, the USMTS Modifieds are back this weekend for 3 more shows. They're taking on Arklatex Speedway. 3,000 win tonight, 5,000 win Friday, 10,000 win Saturday. Terry Phillips enters as the points leader over Dan Ebert and Jason Hughes, and Phillips is actually the most recent winner at Arklatex. That was back in 2021. Might be a good chance for him to try and extend this points lead. The aptly named Quarter Mile Speedway is located north and west of Shreveport, Louisiana, not far from both the Arkansas and Texas borders. Joining the USMTS competitors this weekend on the card are USRA Limited Mods, Factory Stocks, and Tuners. Grandstand tickets, $20, or you can watch it live over on Race and Dirt. I think they should have a big car count again, some tight racing with that group on that bull ring. Before we close out today, one more weather-related issue for you for the weekend. The Asparagus Cup at the Stockton Dirt Track coming up Saturday has been canceled. This was a dual NARC 410 and Sprint Car Challenge Tour event. Wet weather, again, the cause here. This California stretch has just been brutalized. Sprint Car Challenge Tour will try again on April 22nd at Merced, while the NARC 410 Sprint Cars are back next Saturday, April 8th at Hanford. The SCCT is 1 race deep right now, with Justin Sanders winning the opener last weekend at Placerville, and the NARC competitors have now been rained out twice to start the year. Not a whole lot on the streaming schedule today outside of Flow Racing 24/7 and Dirt Vision Now. If you do subscribe to Race and Dirt, you can watch the USMTS Modifieds from Arklatex tonight. If you want to see that full daily streaming schedule with links to watch, visit dirttracker.com/watch tonight. Hope you guys have a good Thursday out there. We'll be right back here tomorrow for more.